salvation, and happiness. It's your season. It's your time. God has plans for your life to prosper you and to give you hope and a future. Join us and learn how God's love and power can bring hope and happiness to your life. This is your opportunity for motivation, encouragement, and purpose.
Are you ready for motivation, inspiration, and a good time? Get ready for the Tish Barnhardt Show. Real issues, relatable topics, and real people. This is your time to learn how to navigate through life's ups and downs. Get motivated as we open up about personal struggles and triumphs so you can live the incredible life you're destined to live. Just remember, God has plans for your life, plans to give you hope and a future. Victory and breakthrough are just around the corner. Now let's get ready for a brand new segment of the Tish Barnhardt Show.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. We are so super excited that you all have tuned back in with us tonight. And I'm telling you, we have a great show tonight. But before we do that, I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing right now. I am wearing a Cover Me Cute from Ellerby's Boutique. So if you want to get one for yourself, I want you to go to www.ellerbysboutique.com. So tonight on the show, you guys, we have a guest who appeared with a group of ladies from the anthology Making Peace with Your Pieces. And so tonight we're going to be hearing from one of them, V. Simmons. So let's bring her up to the stage. V. Simmons tonight. How are you, my dear?
I am wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for loving my show. We love you too. Well, listen, on the last show, we did not get an opportunity to really dig into your story a whole lot. But one thing that we know is that you were going through a divorce, of course, found yourself there, not realizing that you would be there, but yet you were left with a scar that you will remember forever. What was that scar, V? Tell us.
So it was amazing to write my chapter finally and be heard. So when I was on your show before, of course, we were pre-selling our book. So I dug a little bit into my chapter. So the scar that I was left with is surviving my divorce. There was a child that was born in my marriage.
Wow.
So that scar with me was that I will always be reminded of that time in my life. And as my children, that's their sister, and a beautiful young lady now, she is now 16. That's something that I will daily, or when I see her at events, family events, or in passing, or just with my children, it will always bring that scar back up.
Wow. And wow, I can only imagine, what you must have been feeling, of course, to find that out. And if I'm not mistaken, when you found out, you already had a newborn. Is that right? Or
absolutely. I had a 5-month-old baby.
Wow, a 5-month-old baby.
And a 4-year-old.
And a 4-year-old. My goodness, B. I tilt my hat off to you. I'm telling you, because I can only imagine what that would have felt like. You have your own newborn, and then now you have to deal with the situation, of another child, coming out of this terrible situation here. But, you have progressed really well, with what you're doing now and so forth. So I know, I believe that you are a coach now as well. And so you're helping other women to be able to navigate through this process. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So that was what birthed She Wrote Coaching and Consulting. The specialty of my coaching practice is co-parenting. And transformation of, moving past your divorce, because it is a transformation. You will have to reinvent yourself. So Absolutely. That's what birthed it. And it's been going stronger ever since.
Absolutely. That is amazing, amazing. Because oftentimes, whenever we experience these traumatic situations, a lot of times we can become stuck, to where we don't want to do anything anymore. We go into this little cocoon, woe is me, I can't believe this happened to me, and so forth, But to be able to get out of that place and really realize who you are, yet still as an individual, because you still have purpose, And what I'm finding is that God is actually using our pain points, for a purpose. And so it is actually bringing forth healing to others that we come in contact with that may find themselves in the same position, that we were once in, that we were delivered out of. And so we're able to utilize, those gifts, those pains, those things to be able to help bring another sister along. And so I definitely commend you for starting that work to be able to help us. Now, there was one other thing too that you were talking about, where you talked about whenever it has gone so far to be able to seek legal counsel. Talk to us on that.
Sure. It was a journey, and you're going to have to do the work. But one of the things is that you have to have a surround yourself and have a support. And if that support is not available to you, then you can't. I was stuck for a moment, just for a moment, because
Mm-hmm.
I just had these two babies, but I had amazing family, my mom and my dad behind me.
Awesome.
So at one point, you're going to have to just stand up,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have to know your rights.
Mm-hmm.
Once I begin to educate, because it could just sink you, and you
Yeah.
can end up losing your custody of your children. You can
Mm-hmm.
end up losing your home or dwelling that you're living in, your
Mm-hmm.
finances. So every part of that affected me. But
Right.
at one point, I just had to just get up and stop the noise, the outside noise, and really
Mm-hmm.
seek legal counsel on what is my next? What does this look like?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so when I did that and became educated on that, I was actually in the driver's seat, and that
Uh-huh.
I did have rights.
Absolutely.
There is no, it's not a blame game,
Right.
but there is a huge responsibility on the party that caused this massive life-changing experience,
Absolutely.
because everybody has a part, and
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledge my part, but I just want to reach out and tell everybody, man or female, male or female, to
Mm-hmm.
seek the legal counsel of a family law attorney that
Mm-hmm.
specializes in custody and divorce. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what really got made me put my boots on and stand up. And as I was able to follow that guide and follow the legal, laws of my state, the state that I live in, then I could begin to let my process begin of healing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you what, it's amazing that you said that today, because oftentimes, when those situations happen, we don't really seek legal counsel, because sometimes you think that you can work things out, that, hey, listen, it's going to be okay. We're going to do this, and oftentimes, sometimes people get selective amnesia, and you have to, set those proper boundaries, in place. You have to have those things actively working, and so forth, so that peace is, peace is there, so to speak. You have a peace of
Absolutely.
mind,
Absolutely.
about the next steps, the peace of mind about the
Absolutely.
next steps. So
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, we're going to take a commercial break, and then we'll be right back in a moment.
All right.
Don't forget to pick up your Cover Me Cute or Classic wrap from Ellaby's Boutique. Timeless elegance, sparkle, and style. All handcrafted by Laverne Ellaby. Are you in the Charlotte area or surrounding cities? Then shop Ellaby's Home Styles Gallery at 11237 Lawyers Road, Mint Hill, North Carolina, 28227. Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. What a great place to shop for your Christmas gifts. www.ellerbysboutique.com.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Attention ministry leaders. Have you ever considered growing your ministry with television? Well, the Daily Gospel Network could be what you've been looking for. As one of the nation's largest Christian broadcasting companies, the Daily Gospel Network broadcast all over the world on popular streaming platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. If you're looking to grow and reach more people, the Daily Gospel Network could be your solution.
Looking for fun, laughter, and the best show on television that supports historically black colleges and universities? Well, look no further. The HBCU Alumni House Party has got you covered. Hosted by none other than Anthony Brown. The HBCU Alumni House Party uplifts, talks about, and reports all things HBCU. Great guests, great subject matter, and lots of fun. You can find the HBCU Alumni House Party on the Daily Gospel Network at 6:30 p.m. on Sundays, the Daily Gospel Network International Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and the Daily Gospel Network Plus at 4:30 p.m. on Thursdays, all on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
There's nothing better than being inspired and renewed daily by the power of God. In Morning Tea with the King, author Tish Barnhardt shares inspiration through a 90-day devotional that will rejuvenate your mind with scripture and your body with daily suggested herbal teas. You'll begin to see that every experience brings about a different perspective on how to view the things that are happening in our lives as we continue on our journey. Available at Amazon, your local bookstore, or at trilogy.tv.
Being a father is an honor, a challenge, a duty, a celebration, and a testimony. I want to be legendary for you. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. We have been speaking tonight with V. Simmons, a co-author in the anthology, Making Peace with Your Pieces. And so on tonight, of course, she disclosed to us, of course, there was a scar that has been there that has just followed her for 16 years now. And that was, of course, having a child to come into her marriage that was not between her and her husband. And so, and of course, V, I believe you told me that this was from someone who was kind of close to you guys. Is that right?
Somewhat, yeah. Basically more close to my ex-husband, yes. But I knew that person because where we did our financial banking, that person would see me as I come in, speak, talk, all of the above. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. And wow. You know, I'm finding sometimes that, you know, when things like that happen, sometimes it is a lot of people that are very close to you or people that you know, whatever, that you wouldn't, you know, really suspect, you know. And so I wanted to talk to you about the red flags. What red flags were there that you think maybe looking back now that you saw that you missed?
So for me, being busy with, well, first of all, being pregnant. Let's back it up all the way. You know, being pregnant, we had a business. And so therefore we, you know, worked together. We were, you know, always together. Like I did not work outside of the home. So being pregnant and then with another toddler, you know, that's exhausting. So you kind of might think of something like, but you don't pay attention to it. So when kind of communications change and patterns change, I still didn't pay attention to it. I thought, well, gosh, we were so busy because I'm on maternity leave from the business, but I'm home and got all that going on. And also when in my meditation and my prayer life, you just don't want to miss the voice of God. And also if they're like, my mom was very close to me and very close. And my mom was an outsider that, you know, would notice things and say something like, wow, that's kind of, And so missing those pieces of it. And then when you ask the question, when you ask your partner a question and they don't give you a direct answer, that was a red flag that I missed. So your communication has to be on point. And when you ask a question, don't move from it until you get an answer that is a direct, a yes or a no. There is no gray area or, going all around the answer to the question. So those were some flags that I missed. And then, of course, your love languages and your touch and your affection and attention. I did notice that, but of course, I blamed it. Here we go with the blame game or missing it. I kind of blamed that part on, I just had a baby. There was a toddler. I was tired. So I kind of blamed it on that. It became a self thing, your self-image of, wow, maybe because I've gained some weight. I don't do my hair all the time. I mean, I've got a 5-month-old and a 4-year-old. And, maybe that self-esteem part may creep in, but just continue to pray and be in tune of what you hear God say. And then if there is someone close to you on the outside that notices, pay attention to that.
Absolutely. Oh, most definitely. Yeah, that is a powerful point right there, because people see oftentimes what you don't see. Just like whenever you are in, your marriage or whatever, we are women. And so, we know, another woman, we know, kind of, how they look and different things like that, so you can know when someone's maybe sizing up your man or, is a little too close or a little too flirty or whatever, and so sometimes, we do try to just overlook those things. And so you said a very powerful thing as well in there when you talked about the love language and the touch and the feel, and everything is different, now. And so sometimes they start backing up, from one. And, you do sometimes blame yourself, your self-esteem, becomes a problem now. You might look at yourself and like you said, you just had a toddler, and you may have gained some pounds, and everything. And, you're just busy, with being a mom, till you're not paying attention to what's happening around you a lot of times. And so I think that those are, some definite red flags that, we miss as individuals. And just in talking to people, of course, over the past couple of years and different things, as well as some of my life, those are some things most definitely that, you notice or you may miss. And sometimes, they can be a little too close for comfort, and so, those are red flags oftentimes, a little brush up here or brush up there, from the other individual, and so you look at him like, well, you want to, well, no, I know that didn't just happen. And so you kind of just dismiss it because, well, no, such and such wouldn't do this or such and such wouldn't do that. Or no, my husband would never do this or whatever. Or even the other person, you say, because you trust them, that they wouldn't do anything like this. So you just kind of let those things go. And so oftentimes, too, red flags, or they may be around a lot more than what they used to be, so you've raised some very good examples here tonight about these red flags, and so forth. So I definitely appreciate you, for saying that, most definitely. And one thing I wanted to go back to was whenever you found out about this, what was that conversation like? With you and your ex-husband, if you can let us know that. What was that conversation like?
As me being the female that I am, I'm a sort of strong female. So the conversation was a hard conversation of just pretty simple. Yes or no. Are you not? Is this true? Is it not true? And I needed that. Everybody's not ready for that. And that I tend to see that in my coaching practice. Everybody doesn't want to know the truth. Everybody doesn't want to accept that. But I was a different breed. I wanted to know yes or no, maybe, yeah. And just that conversation was a hard one. Until the point was, well, this, if you can't answer and can't come full circle and we work through this, then pretty much I'm going to go on my own assumption. And that means that's a yes. And if that's a yes, and this affair has happened, has been going on, is happening, here are some, as the cliche now is, here are some receipts, or for me, and for me, it's here are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
If these are not true facts, I stand to be corrected and will, apologize. That's a risk. And I am a risk taker, because sometimes when you go that far with your receipts or the facts, and it's not true, that your husband may see you in a different light, and there goes a lot of trust.
Absolutely.
But I was willing to do that because I trust God and I trust my instinct. I know who I am. I have a great discernment. So I pretty much knew. And one of the things too, I think is a flag. There was some things medically that can arise between the two of you, and that had happened. So that kind of confirmed some things for me too. And then at one point, I went away for a holiday with the kids, and it's either, this isn't going to work. And then I received a call, from my neighbors that there's a truck in your driveway. Is someone moving out? Or are y'all moving? And then one of the things that I noticed when I started laying down the facts was the verbiage changed between us. It became I, you, it no longer was a we.
We, exactly.
So that was a big confirmation.
Most definitely.
Like, I'm going to, or you need to, not, well, we are. That was a big flag that shifted. And when those shifts happen, you have to grab onto it and know that because it can be saved. Some can be saved. It can be salvaged. But you're going to have to come to an agreement to do that work. And that work is very hard, because if there is an assumption or an accusation, it could cost you your marriage.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So mine was a different, which was, there was a baby involved, there was a pregnant individual.
Evidence
and facts and receipts. But just hindsight 2020, if that had not been the case, but the affair had still taken place, there's still that accusation and assumption to where if it comes out on the other side that it's not true, then you're going to have to rebuild trust. And that's harder than saving a marriage.
Absolutely. Absolutely, B. I'm telling you, you have dropped some powerful nuggets here with us tonight for these red flags that we need to pay attention to. And listen, you out there, I definitely want you to pay attention to these red flags as well. If you see them, trust your gut. God has given you instinct and he's given you discernment. And so you need to be able to use that and not be in the dark. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back in a moment.
There's nothing better than being inspired and renewed daily by the power of God. In Morning Tea with the King, author Tish Barnhardt shares inspiration through a 90-day devotional that will rejuvenate your mind with scripture and your body with daily suggested herbal teas. You'll begin to see that every experience brings about a different perspective on how to view the things that are happening in our lives as we continue on our journey. Available at Amazon, your local bookstore, or at trilogy.tv.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org. tish.org/caregiving.
Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. We have been speaking with V. Simmons tonight from Making Peace with Your Pieces. I'm telling you, this has been a great show tonight with her sharing her testimony of where she's been, found herself divorced, found herself having to love this child. And so, V, I want you to come on and just became a big, happy family real quickly.
So you just have to decide that the main characters in your story and in your life are your children. Mm-hmm. So I began to notice that I wanted my children happy and whole. And the more that I incorporated communication and that as if nothing was wrong and just got along with everyone, my children it just took a shift through the whole relationship.
Absolutely.
And so my ex-husband and I decided to do that, focus on all of the children because they went on to have another child. So now there were 2 more players in the game between this union. The key thing that we did was to let everyone know our positions, who we were, how we got where we were, because I didn't want to be, deemed as the other woman. I was not the other woman. Absolutely. So they were explained, how we got where we were, and that we all came together, communicated. We're the best of friends today. We speak. They are. I give.
That's good stuff. That's
how we got there. You always have to remember the main characters in your story and in your life.
All right, that's good stuff. So listen, I want you to tell us where they can find the book, where they can get it from. Please tell us.
So the book is coming out. Will be out on December 17th, right before this show airs. So I'm excited. You can go on my Facebook page, V. Simmons, inbox me that you like to order, and I will give you payment options. And I am so excited about it. It's long awaiting, but it will be out December 17th and be in the hands of everyone before Christmas. I thank everyone who has pre-ordered sales, and you will be receiving your book. Once I get it, it will be you'll be receiving your books in the mail and a special signature autograph from me and notes to you for pre-ordering. And it will be packaged very nicely. I've ordered some special packaging, but I'm so excited. I want everybody to order. So that's how you can order the book from me.
All right. Thank you so much, V, for sharing that. I really appreciate you tonight. Listen, everybody, you know where you can go and grab her book from. I want you to get it because I know that it's most definitely going to bless you. So listen, we want to definitely thank you guys for tuning in with us again for another episode of the Tish Barnhardt Show. We are always so super excited to have you guys tune in with us. And so we will see you guys on next time. Good night.
Good night.
Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tish Barnhardt Show. We pray that you were motivated, inspired, and blessed. Tune in next week for another great segment as we bring you thought-provoking topics, great guests, and tons of encouragement. Until next time, remember, I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me.